Hi everyone. How is everyone doing? I wanted to come on and do a small video to practice using my new microphone. I got a new microphone. I'm going to try and start doing some live sound healings, some guided meditations, and other things to help us through this very tumultuous, uncertain time. But I also wanted to do a short video today to talk about COVID 19 and humming. Why, you ask? Well, I have been in contact with my teachers and other colleagues, and most of them keep coming back to a study that was done a few years ago about the coronavirus by a Dr. Dietrich Kinghart. And what he proved in his study is that there are three things that are very helpful for coronavirus. Number one is vitamin C. And I think we all know vitamin C is very good for viruses and colds and other immune deficiencies. It helps build white blood cells and helps with immunity in many ways. So we can get those things obviously from our citrus fruits, from the lemons, the limes, grapefruits. You can take it in a supplement form, but always fresh fruits and vegetables are the main source. You can get vitamin C also from mushrooms, which are very, very helpful for viruses. And if you want to read more about that, feel free. I'm sure we all have extra time right now as we are in isolation, or we should be in isolation, to help slow the spread of this seemingly awful virus. So, the other two things that they found were helpful for coronavirus were melatonin and nitric oxide. So that's why I wanted to talk about humming. Studies have shown that humming creates nitric oxide. When we hum, it creates nitric oxide, and depending on our vibration and tone of this humming, we are able to essentially breathe nitric oxide into these places that the COVID-19 likes to come in. Specifically, the nasal passages and the throat. It comes in through there and it likes to sit there for a few days before it makes its way down into the lungs. And that is where the life-threatening complications come in. Cytokine storms happen, which is just basically a very, very high inflammation rate, which slows down breathing and leads to complications, which lead to these deaths that are occurring. So, humming is especially helpful in the beginning stages of coronavirus or as prevention from the COVID-19. So, what we're doing when we're humming is we're creating this nitric oxide, which kills viruses. Specifically, when we do a regular hum, and I'm going to show you right now, if you do this with me, if you take a very deep breath in, close your mouth, and just do a basic hum. If you take your clean hands, and I am assuming you're in isolation, so it's okay to touch your face at this moment. If you put them right here, this is where our nasal passages tend to run. If you put your hands here, take in that deep breath, and do that regular hum, you will feel it in here. Let's try it. Now we want to keep our mouth shut so that these vibrations go up into that area and create that nitric oxide, which is going to kill the virus. If we open our mouth, it's just going to spread out into the room. We want it to be directed at the nasal passages. Now, the other thing we know about humming is if we create our hum in a higher frequency, a higher tone, that it will reach up into the pineal gland, which creates melatonin. So, melatonin being one of the three things that is very helpful for coronavirus, when we do our humming, we start in the throat and nasal passage area and do a little bit up in the pineal gland, which creates the melatonin. So we're creating both the nitric oxide and melatonin. So we're actually doing like a 1-2 punch. Let's try and do a hum in a higher tone for the pineal gland now. Now, this is about creating vibration and resonance. It is not about singing and making a beautiful sound. It is about creating the resonance which will break that virus apart, essentially, and stop it from digging itself into our bodies and creating more illness or allowing this virus to take hold. So we've done the regular hum, which helps the nasal passages. We've done the higher tone for the pineal gland. Now let's move into the throat, because we do know the virus likes to stay in the throat for a few days before it moves down into the lungs. So if we spend some time on humming specific to the throat, that will help with this virus. So let's do our normal hum, but bring it just a tad bit down. Concentrate on it in the throat area. And here we go. Again, it's not about making a joyful noise. That sounds so beautiful. It's about just creating resonance and creating that movement, that vibration. That is how we move those stuck, stagnant illnesses that make us sick, is by vibration. So we're just creating it in our own bodies and helping ourselves heal. This is something we can do for ourselves, which is helpful to everyone else, because if we're not sick, we're not going to be passing it around, which is why there's so much devastation going on in the world right now. We can just keep passing it on. So we're going to stop that with ourselves right now. Now, again, if we do feel tightness and feel that little stuckness in our chest, we can bring that tone down even further and create the vibration deep in our chest. Let's try that. And I felt that very deeply in the lungs, and I can feel that vibration moving out. Now I'm going to ask you, when you're doing this humming and this vibration healing, to just imagine that you're creating this beautiful white healing light in this resonance, in this vibration, which is essentially bathing your cells in healing, in light, in brightness. It's kind of, when I think of viruses, I think of cold, dampness. And what we're doing is we're shining light on it, which we know light and sun and heat kill viruses. So we're actually creating with our minds a visual to go along with the physical action. And again, it's like a 1-2 punch. So we're I would invite you to start with humming right now, immediately, 10 to 15 minutes a day in the morning and in the evening. And if you feel called to do it throughout the day, please do it, because this is something we can actually do, and we know through science is very helpful for this particular virus as well as others. I know I am having some issues with allergies right now, and as I'm working on this humming with you at this very particular moment, I can feel the throat opening up where it was a little bit dry and tense, and my nasal passages are completely cleared. They were a little bit stuffy, and I know it's allergies, it's not the virus. But even if it was, at the same time I'm doing this work for prevention, it's also helping with other ailments. So humming itself is just a wonderful way to help ourselves heal. It's scientifically proven, and I wanted to share that with you today to offer some help, some hope, and just some love. I love you all, and I want you to be healthy and happy, and know that you can do things to help at this time. We're not helpless and hopeless. So I invite you to start humming today, and I will see you all soon. I'm going to work a little bit more with this microphone, and I will come back with some sound healing very soon. I send all my love to you, and I wish you a wonderful day.